So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the White Dragon versus
The White Dragon.
versus him. Woo, JG.
Okay, it looks like we have the aggro deck being played by the Challenger, and
Oh.
Lumi will be playing, I believe this is the Control.
Oh my, oh my. The
Sorla Khan.
aggro deck and Sorla Khan. Sorla Khan is a hero who has a fantastic lore, but she deals 4 damage when attacking
What
a
is
tower.
her lore exactly?
Sorla Khan?
Is she
Dare
related
I
to Axe?
Dare I share it? I'm not sure if
She
I'm
took
allowed
over for
to.
Axe, I think, right?
How much time we got? We got a little bit?
You want to go ham on this lore?
Well, let's start
All
a
right.
little bit first. So 3 mana can be used for Assault Ladders. Assault Ladders deal 2 extra damage when attacking a tower. You can put that in any lane that he wants. Disciple of Nevermore, +2 attack, -2 armor,
Do you
blah, blah,
think
blah.
speaking that fast is going to help?
But the lore.
Oh, the lore. Okay.
Sorla Khan, leader of the now reformed Red Mist Army, who despises Axe for what he did. If you don't know, Axe killed the Red Mist Army in his own glorified counter helixes, becoming the one-man general, and Sorla rebuilt it from scratch, saying we're gonna take back our people, and she hates him. That's all I'll reveal because it's already been revealed. But the lore of this girl, very good.
Boy, I should have known that would have happened. New Order was just played. So
Hey, that's great. New Order.
it's Bristleback's favorite card in the game.
Why is that, son?
It redirects his attack anywhere he wants.
And why is that important?
It's important because if he kills a target that is face, how do you explain it? It's not if he kills the target necessarily.
It's very easy.
It's if the hero he's fighting against is blocking him. That is the actual key word.
That is correct.
If he kills a hero that is blocking him, he gets 2 armor.
That is right. Bristleback gets +2 armor if a hero blocking him dies. And did you know that Bristleback doesn't have to kill that hero?
Yes, I
They
did know
die
that.
in any way.
That's
he gets
right.
+2 armor. Very good. That's my boy Jamoy, ladies and gentlemen. That's Jamoy the Wise.
Well, he just got wrecked by New Order again.
I showed his card so you didn't have to watch him die. And
How considerate of you.
he'll be back.
Man, 11 gold already for Lumi. Now keep in mind, this is the control deck, right? So you come on later in the game, but the fact that you get 11 gold this early is a huge help because you can get some HP items perhaps for your squishier heroes like Luna or your upcoming Zeus or Earthshaker.
Absolutely. Now we have a Zeus coming out for our challenger. Very important position here. He is thinking about where to go. Of course, Luminous has to put Zeus in the first lane because of Sorla Khan. If Sorla just gets 2 hits on these towers, Suns fan, they could be gone. So he's, no matter what, when you're playing against Sorla, your #1 goal is I cannot let her hit a tower. So,
I cannot.
I cannot. We cannot. So at any rate, he's going to put Zeus in that last lane. I see what he's kind of thinking here. He doesn't have any blue cards yet, which is one of the negatives of playing a mixed deck.
He has 1.
He has 1.
Ventriloquy.
That's
if he draws, oh, I'm talking about him. If
Yeah.
he draws Frostbite, that would be huge for Lumi right now.
Oh my goodness gracious. So Sorla Khan is going to die from this Zeus. However, she does have a couple things that she could do before she's out. She could commit to the Heartstopper aura, which will stay with her for the rest of the game. Every time she's deployed, get 2 piercing damage. Not a bad spell to throw on right before your guy dies. But more importantly, Assault Ladders. She could put that in any lane. It's a tower improvement, and it will help do some damage. You want that sucker out as early as possible, Sunsy.
I think Heartstopper Aura is better, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, so this hero specifically, you want to hit towers, right? If you can get a couple on her
2
early game,
Yep.
2 to be specific, you kill creeps right away, you clear a path, essentially, to actually hit towers. Now, it kind of sucks that she's going to die, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Assault Ladders, in the meantime, you can use that anytime you want. Actually passes here.
That was risky. He went for the pass. Not sure why. He could drop that Heartstopper aura on there and make sure that she gets 1 step closer to insta-clearing creeps. Very lucky that he decided to let Lumi have that extra turn.
He's baiting him.
He's bait. That was a huge bait. That was a mental bait right there. Really liked it. Now he could use Grazing Shot. You guys might be wondering, how do you know where things go? See these little arrows next to Grazing Shot? That means that it can be used in any one of the 3 lanes. Whereas stuff like Disciple and Nethermore, a summon, can only be used in that one. You're not going to see those arrows. So
right, and the arrows don't signify whether it's an improvement or a spell. It's actually the icon underneath. So
that's correct. Let's go through those real quick. So this is a spell. You can see those. Oh, he didn't use anything, Sunsy.
Well, he's saving it for a rainy day.
That's not good.
You never know.
Efficiency is important. Yeah, if you got 4 mana, use 4 mana, you know? Don't ever let that thing get away from you.
It's a fine line, right? Because a lot of people come in, they spend all their mana no matter what. This is kind of the other end of the spectrum. can
Yep, and you
appreciate
do
it.
want initiative. That is true. So maybe he was waiting to get initiative in this lane. Let's not underestimate our challenger so that he could cast something like Battlefield Control using Zeus's passive to kill the guy's a genius.
No,
Not that he couldn't have done that anyway, but let's just assume the best.
The Battlefield Control, I guess the only reason for really using it is to get to proc the passive of Static Field, right? Otherwise, it's when you're doing extra 3 damage to the tower, which is nice. You're using Frostbite this time, though, so no damage coming out from the old Ogre.
Yep. Risky move there. Frostbite typically does 2 damage, but as you can see, Ogre, my boy, Keith the Bold, does have 1 armor, so it's only going to do 1 damage. He is, however, disarmed, meaning that he can't attack straight ahead. He's going to use Battlefield Control as well, doing some piercing damage to this Ogre, but still only doing 1 damage and negating any of that tower attack.
He wants to kill that Ogre real
he
bad.
hates that Ogre.
He hates him.
Keith the Bold has rubbed him the wrong way, and I love it. So, sir,
No comment.
we got 8 gold on both of our competitors here, and welcome to the shop phase. Now, see this item right here? Nektasha's Guard.
Yes, I do.
What a strong one that is. 25
You
gold.
lost to that.
I did. Thank you for telling everyone that was not here yesterday. Very powerful card. As you can see, activating it moves heroes the 3 positions in front of the hero equipped.
I would say, so there's 3 items in the game right now that are 25 gold,
Yep.
right? There's the Horn of the Alpha, Nektasha's Guard, which is talked about, and Apotheosis Blade. Of the 3, Nektasha's Guard it's like a game finisher,
It is done.
but it's also kind of risky, because if you get it early, it's actually not that good a lot of the time.
That is true.
Thunderhide Alpha is always good.
That is a very good
But
point.
the one thing to consider is Nektasha's Guard, now that I don't know why we're talking about this freaking item, but has no cooldown. You can use it every single round.
Every single time. There will
crazy.
never be a man in front of you again, unless somehow he dies in a different lane. What? It happened? Zeus?
5 seconds.
But speaking of items, the one that was picked up here is the Fernline Mantle. This is a
Hey-o.
really good item.
Yeah, it gives a lot of health there, Sunzi.
Yeah,
So very strong item.
it's 8 HP if I'm not mistaken.
8 HP. Put that out, Crystal Maiden. She a big girl. She gonna live, because right now she gonna die, probably. So we got Heartstopper Aura now. Of course, Heartstopper Aura is made with Necrophos because it complements him very well. He gets +1 health after an enemy dies, enters the lane, Heartstop Aura, gets a free kill, gets beefed up health, and he's looking a lot better. But a lot of options here, Sunzi. What are you thinking? What do you think's optimal here?
Well, I think you definitely need to put Fernline Mantle on one of these 2 heroes. Question
Sure.
is, who do you value more in this lane? Crystal Maiden, of course, offers this arcane aura, which is global of sorts, right?
Yep.
Any lane, you cast a spell of any kind,
Yep.
you will gain 2 mana back immediately, which happens every lane. Very valuable, I think quite undervalued in general, so I would probably put it on her. But he's going to put it on Necrophos, which is fine.
Yep.
This is a hero that kind of, it ramps up a little slowly, like you talked about. Any enemy neighbors that die, he gains 1 HP, so you can imagine it takes a few rounds for him to actually beef up, because he starts off as a 5/6, which isn't the greatest stats, but he's going to put it on the Necron. We're going to see
Oh.
Conflagration, your favorite card to not pronounce.
Yes,
Third lane.
that card. as you said.
Conflagration.
Conflagration. Now, you might be wondering, why is that such a big deal? 2 damage. Check out Zeus. He's got -2 armor. You know what that means? Is that he gets that multiple. So instead of just 2 damage, he'll be receiving 4 before the lane even begins.
Yep.
That means next round, he's dead. So pretty big deal. Negative armor. It's very strong and a big unit, a big thing in the red hero toolbox, if you will.
Yeah, it actually works both ways against Conflagration, right? Because armor is really good against it because it
Yep.
just blocks it. But if it's negative armor, it's even worse.
All right, so he's going to go ahead and commit himself now. Maybe he was saving that because of Crystal Maiden's passive. If he did it last round, he would have not had, you know, the ability to do it now. He's beefing up the Necro, and now he can still use 3 mana. He's got some really great 3 mana skills, including using 2 grazing shots in any lane, dealing 4 damage.
Now, where is that valuable, though? If you put it onto the Ogre, it does nothing, right? Blocks it completely.
Yeah, no.
I do see a hero that could use that damage, though, in the second lane, my friend. Top left right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Earthshaker. He could double shot the Earthshaker. Boom!
There you go.
Wow, I get to feel
Of course,
so
he has no
smart.
idea if Lumi has an answer to this, and one way for him, of course, we can see all the cards, right?
Yeah.
But when he's playing, he looks at the top of his screen. The cards are different colors if they're items.
Yep.
They have a gold trim. So he knows that he has one item. He doesn't know what that is.
See,
Could be a heal, could be an HP arm, could be an attack thing. That doesn't actually help in this scenario.
when I cast for the new guys, I try to give them advice that doesn't screw them over. Whereas you told him to use 2 of his things on something that can now get healed with its Traveler's Cloak.
I wasn't even looking at Lumi's item.
Uh-huh. You're a sick man. Let the newbies have some fun. There's no reason to debate them. Their job is hard enough.
Was that the third New Order used this game?
New Order. What? Oh.
I think he's used all of them. So Bristleback is
my.
going to get yet another kill, and because that unit's blocking him, he will gain another 2 armor. And
He's
kind of what we've
invincible.
talked about, he's very hard to kill now, right?
Yeah, 4 armor is ridiculous.
Like Thunder God's Wrath is good because it does piercing damage, but the fact that he has 10 HP, you need 3 Thunder God's Wrath to kill him? I don't know, man. That's a tall order.
There's a couple ways that he has to deal with it. For one, not a lot of people remember this, but Heartstopper Aura is also piercing as well. So
Yep, true.
he could throw Necro in the mid lane and do 2 Thunder God's
2?
Wrath, and finally he'll die.
That's true.
Not a great situation. As you guys can see, that negative armor doing work here, minus all that. And
You know,
now
I'm hoping for the stacks of Heartstopper, though. I want 3 Heartstoppers on the same hero sometime this tournament.
Sunzi, this is
Oh,
my
boy.
favorite card in the game. Talk to me about her.
Red Mist Pillager. It's a she, right?
Those are two well, who knows? It's 2018.
That's true. Those units will replicate themselves in whatever form they want after hitting a tower. So you have to hit a tower for them to replicate.
Yeah.
Right. So if you end up putting a unit, sometimes you'll see Lumi or somebody else actually sacrifice something to just block that unit. That's a really good move because it gets out of hand extremely fast.
Indeed. Sorlakan here is his biggest pick. It is his only pick. And of course, you want to put that in a lane that is not going to get blocked up. She has got to hit those towers. But if you look at it, unfortunately, the double creeps in the mid lane for Lumi means that no matter what happens, she is going to get blocked up in all 3 lanes unless she goes up front. Front's her only way she can.
It's going to start to get really, really tough now for the challenger because, like we talked about so many times with this deck, I feel like the control deck is by far the most played, even though it's random on our side.
You know.
We get it quite a bit. Eclipse comes online now. Next turn, you got Thunder God's Wrath, you got Echo Slam.
Whoa.
Tons of control.
Now, I know what he's thinking here. It's a really bad feeling when you have 2 of the same colors in the same lane. Sorlakan would have been able to hit the tower, but then you're stacking up both of your black cards in that first lane, and you just don't get a lot of value, especially when looking at his hand. He has 3 black cards he can play. You don't want it in the same lane.
Well, you talk about how you want a different color in every lane,
Yep.
in theory,
Yep.
right? And the fact that he only has 2 blacks out of the 5 heroes. So there's 3 blues, 2 blacks, right?
Yeah.
So separating them, I think, is okay. And I don't think you have much of a choice, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, check this out. This is very good for him, though. He does have a dimensional portal. That summons 3 melee creeps, and check out these other cards. Disciple of Nevermore gives +2 attack, -2 armor, and Assault Ladder. So, adding all this together, he could summon 3 creeps, each doing 2 damage, but plus potentially 2 more, but plus potentially 2 more.
Potentially.
Yes.
Yes. He has,
I'm building the lore of the next move.
That's the thing about this deck. You have to plan ahead, right? Because the Assault Ladders, it's permanent. It's a permanent improvement onto a tower. So you need to know which towers you're going to be focusing on. And at this stage, he's probably giving up on the 3rd lane. I mean, I'm looking at this 3rd lane, and it does not look pretty.
No. But you can't give up on it. You can't give up on those pillage boys. They'll pillage you.
But that's the thing with this deck, right? The aggro deck. You kind of do.
Yeah.
I don't think, it depends on the scenario, but in this case, you're so far behind at this point. You just kind of have to take some risks.
I think at this point, yeah, that's
And
not
right now,
a bad move.
Like, you're right. The Pillagers are going to stack up over time. It's going to be very difficult. But this deck isn't good late anyway, in theory, right? So you want to be able to finish it as fast as possible. Cunning plan, switches positions, and look at that. Bristleback is going to get 2 more armor.
And Sorlakan is knocked out. That is not good. But this is a really bad situation. You might be thinking to yourself, why not give Disciple Nevermore in that middle lane? At least he'd be able to kill everything, but then everything would die as well. -2 on everybody.
Yeah.
So, very hard decision here.
That could be okay, because you're taking out Earthshaker and 2 creeps. Of course, you're killing everything of yourself. It essentially just ends up being Bristleback by himself.
Yeah.
Which, it's debatable if that's worth it or not.
Well,
He's going to go for it, so we'll see.
sure. So, as you see, that 4 damage just doing so much work here on Bristleback. Now he's going to have 6. I don't think it's possible for Bristle to die. I've done the math.
Look how much HP he's going to have.
Okay. All right.
He's going to have 4 HP after. What does 4 piercing damage?
Oh!
Slags.
So exciting. Nice use right there of Ventriloquy.
Yep.
It allows you to taunt any unit that you choose, be it on the enemy team or the allied team. He went ahead and chose a creep, meaning that all 3 of these creeps are now attacking this one guy, saving those crepes and letting them all die.
But this is scary, man. This mid lane, 4 HP Earthshaker, 4 HP Bristleback.
Yikes.
You just need to get a blue hero in the first lane.
Now, I'm not trying to help you out or anything, new guy, but one blue hero in the first lane would be such a good idea. Now,
He doesn't even have his headphones on anymore. We need to help
shut
him.
up. They don't know this.
He doesn't even care anymore.
This
It's
guy
fine.
is a hero to the people in the crowd. You don't need to give away his secrets right now. Initiation is a huge deal. If you guys ever forget who has initiative, excuse me. If you ever forget who has initiative, check out these little arrows at the top. If it's pointing down, it's pointing this player. Pointing up, it's pointing that player. So he does get to go first, and he does get to go in that first lane. He will put a blue hero in that first lane and cast Thunder God's Wrath as soon as possible.
He is going to get a triple kill from this.
He
if
will.
he does it. If he does it.
If he doesn't. If he doesn't.
But
he
the
has
other thing to
been
keep note of is
ignoring us for no reason.
you need to put some heroes in this mid lane as well. But the problem is you have this Disciple of Nevermore, so everybody's going to be super squishy when you put them down, right?
The Disciple of Nethermore is a very risky card. If she lives and all your heroes die...
Is it a she? Have we decided on that?
Oh, yeah? You haven't heard the voice lines? Very feminine card right here.
Okay.
But, you know, she can be whatever
That's
she
cool.
wants. That's a volcano in the back. I never saw that.
That is an awesome card.
Yeah, very cool.
One of my favorites.
Oh.
Aggro decks in general.
Now, this
Very
is a good choice here. He's going to put your boy Jamoy in the first lane.
All right.
That's going to mean that not only can he cost Thunder God's Wrath, he can also use Jamoy's passive,
Yeah.
which, ladies and gentlemen, try to hold your applause for Jamoy's passive. It allows you to select one card every 4 turns. Now,
Draw one.
One draw. If it let you select
That
it,
would be sick.
that
if he
would be
gets
sick. Valve guys, are you listening? Jamoy passive, select a card instead of a random one.
I can just
Holy
imagine the UI. It just comes up the entire deck and you just
Oh.
that's ooh.
Oh, that would be super OP. All right, my boy,
right.
hit that Thunder God's
It's
Wrath.
time.
Don't do anything else.
It is time to cast that spell.
No, I see you messing around over there. Just put it down.
There we go.
One,
One,
uno,
two,
dos, tres.
3.
Oy, oy, oy.
Ogre is left with 2 HP in the last lane, and in the second lane,
Oh,
who is it,
look at
Zeus?
that. We forgot about CM. Gives a little bit of mana back. Now he can use Wisdom of the Elders and activate a new card from your boy Jamoy. We'll never see that. Well, you know what? We could get to round 11.
He does have Grazing Shot. Don't think it does that much, though.
Let's take a look here.
You could kill a Red Mist Pillager just to try to... I mean, you're still getting your
Yeah.
tower killed this round.
You
but
could- you could
they
slow the
replicate
bleed
a
a
little
little
bit
bit.
slower. It's tough to say whether that's worth it or not.
Yeah.
Of course, it only does 2 damage, so it won't kill Zeus. He's going to choose...
go ahead and skip out on that.
Of course, he could have cast it, and then he has another spell. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Okay.
All right, guys.
And that is the negative of Disciple of Nevermore.
That is not
Right.
good.
Ooh.
Minus.
Oh, that's rough.
That was rough. You guys see that Zeus? He had -2 armor already, plus -2 armor from the Disciple of Nevermore. 4 damage insta killed
You
that poor
sneeze
guy.
on him, he's dead.
He's dead. Not much of a god, in fact, at all.
The lore has changed, it seems.
Indeed. So Zeus is now got himself a phase boost, just some extra health. He's got himself a little broadsword, +4 attack, and he's dealing damage to that tower. Thankfully, the Disciple of Nevermore has been killed,
Yes.
and things can get back to normal. That's why you don't make deals with demons. It could bite you in the booty, Sunsy.
Yep. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, we have a TP scroll. I didn't see that he had that. Lumi.
Oh, wow.
Able to get Keith the Bold out, which means we'll have 1 respective hero from each side spawning.
Now,
coming
could
around.
that be a mistake?
Why? Why would... Look at... These guys take care of themselves. Look at them.
They're better than... will he be able to do 2 damage in that 3rd lane, Sunsy?
But that is... Okay, that's actually a good point.
Yes.
Not that he can't do 2 damage. Of
Yes.
course he's going to. That's a stupid question. But...
Okay.
But...
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't kill that tower means he has to spend another turn dealing damage, which means that's an extra turn for our challenger to not have to worry about this 3rd lane.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
we don't know if that's a big deal or not. In theory, it definitely could be.
Yeah. I mean, in these, there's a couple ways to deal with these guys. Remember, they only have 2 HP. So if he got 1 Conflagration, which does exist in his deck, he could just put it in that last lane and he could clear that entire thing out. Imagine how Lumi would feel if that 2 damage was his downfall. It ain't gonna happen.
Wait, you're talking about the aggro deck having conflagration?
Please don't look it up.
I'm gonna look up.
That's
Oh,
not
Oh, it
necessary.
does. You're right.
Aha!
You're
I
right.
told you, kiddo.
I just haven't seen it been drawn for this deck in so long, it seems.
It has. It is.
But you're
a
right,
very
that would
lucky call.
absolutely decimate that lane. It would kill just about every unit.
Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Will he get the conflagration?
The real problem, though, is this mid lane. Sorlakan is in a lot of trouble.
Stopper Aurora. Thunder God's Wrath, not bad. Thunder God's Wrath at least gives him something that he can do in this lane. However, does he want to get the Steam Cannon instead? It doesn't really actually matter that much. In fact, I would not play Thunder God's Wrath this turn. I'd save it for next time when all 3 of those heroes are back out. Probably going to want to put a Steam Cannon down. What would you do here, Sunsman?
Yeah, probably that. It's
Don't
not the
forget to
greatest
use it.
position.
Do not forget to use the Steam Cannon.
It's not just a pretty little guy you got there.
Yeah.
It actually is an active.
So-
4 piercing damage to any unit, anywhere.
All right, you ready for this? I'm going to make this gentleman very sad.
I mean, you got to kill the unit in front of Sorla, right?
Boom.
Okay, never mind.
All right, well.
Okay, never mind. It's okay, buddy.
He still has the shot, though. The grazing shot for 2 damage, which isn't going to do much. Now, I don't want to rub this in
He still
our...
has a card.
I don't want to rub this in our competitor's face, but every move matters. You remember that Heartstopper aura that he didn't use on
Yes.
Sorlakan?
Yes.
She would have 2 piercing damage right now. He could
Right.
shoot the Zeus, killing the Zeus, saving Sorlakan's life and buying him another round. Is it going to matter that much? Nah, I don't want to worry too much about it, my little friend. But every move that you have matters, and skipping just one ability could bite you in the booty later.
Oh, boy.
It definitely wouldn't have mattered
Oh,
this time.
boy. Yeah.
All right, 14
Time
damage,
of
though.
triumph.
That's okay. It's not enough for lethal, so he still does have 1 round to find a way to salvage this situation. 13 damage on Sorla, which is actually pretty good now.
I mean, at this point, I think you just spam out your black cards
Yep.
because you got 2 blue heroes coming up. Sorla's going to be dead.
He passed.
All right, he passed. He
Oh.
doesn't want to play any of them.
Untested Grunt could have taken a big brunt of that damage. I'll show you guys why we were upset here.
You're upset. I'm perfectly fine.
I'm furious right now, but take a look at our boys. Ooh, it's
God.
a party.
Oh, my lord.
The Red Mist pillages tonight, ladies and germs. That is a lot of damage. Can't wait for that. 46 damage. And
That
if it
is
hits again, it's over.
absurd. And there's 3 heroes coming up for Lumi. Where does he want to put them? Most
Well-
likely the mid lane. I mean, he could go all out on the last lane, I suppose.
Why
but
would you-
You don't. I'm just throwing out possibilities.
The White
Potential.
Dragon would never have mercy. He's going to put all 3 heroes in the mid lane. Actually, put 1 in that top lane. I like what he's thinking here. If he can somehow get that Earthshaker through RNG to block both of those heroes, he only gets to use 1 spell. And then they are going to get stunned up with that fissure.
Yeah.
So-
Plus, you have the opportunity of drawing Thunder God's Wrath. Gives you an extra blue hero to cast it from the first lane,
Sure.
which almost kills some of these heroes.
It would kill Zeus if you put it mid.
Zeus and CM would be left with 1 HP, right?
Oh, right. I thought that
But
improvement in the third lane was...
that's as good as dead in a lot of ways.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so a couple options here.
Remember, you have the steam cannon to work with.
You do, but do you want to use that now? You're gonna get 1 chance to shoot something. This is exactly where Lumi wanted this Earthshaker. He's gonna use Fissure next time, and no one can do anything. So if you're gonna use any kind of spell, this is your only chance, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like you can use anything to really save this game in this lane.
Yeah, Thunder God's Wrath at this point, not that helpful.
Ooh, you know, he could Thunder God's Wrath, which would get Zeus down, and then he could shoot him. So he could kill Zeus by playing Thunder God.
Shoot him with what?
The Steam Cannon.
Oh, you're right. Right after.
Yeah. So it
right,
does
that's
at
good.
least do something. I mean, he can now kill the Zeus, reducing a little bit of the damage in that middle lane. But besides that, not a lot of options.
Plus, it'll end up saving CM because you're going to have something to be able to cast to actually aggro the Ogre.
Now you guys are,
All right.
remember that piercing damage. What an interesting mechanic. You saw all that armor that Zeus had, but both those attacks are piercing, goes straight for their HP pool. So there you go. Now he only has to negate 12 more, or 1 more damage, assuming Lumi doesn't have anything that he can summon or change,
Uh-oh.
like an Eclipse.
And that's game.
Well,
Eclipse.
I wouldn't be too certain. Lumi could surrender right now, and then the game would flow
That
into
is
his
true.
way. We'll find out what our opponent can do here. He can potentially Fountain Flask an enemy
This is why I love Frostbite, by the way, even though we didn't get to see it in this.
And he will do it. He found, oh, Keith the
Very
ball.
nice.
Looking good, and Lumi with the BM heal as the game
Unreal.
ends.
The White Dragon.
The White Dragon takes
I don't know how that became a thing, but we'll stick with it, I guess.
I hope it's okay. Lumi, good name for you or bad name?
White Dragon.
White Dragon? He
loves
likes it.
it.
He
All right,
loves it.
excellent.
All right, fantastic. Well,